Hey everybody, and welcome to the second assignment. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of the instructions here, although I think you're going to find that they're very self-explanatory anyway. Assignment number two is a bit more structured in the terms of what we're asking than assignment number one, because we're going to be approaching this assignment from a bit of the opposite direction. In assignment number one, we were looking for a situation and then trying to explain it through our economic theory. In assignment number two, what we're going to be asking you to do is more applying your economic theory to the analysis of a situation. So the task in front of us for assignment number two is to kind of pretend that we are, so we're in business and we are looking or considering entering into the market for some type of product. And we want to be thinking from an economic point of view, considering some of the ins and outs of what would be involved in competing in this particular market and maybe having an economic understanding of what it is that we're looking at. So our task in assignment number two is to once again select a product, but instead of reading a news article, specific situation, we're going to try to explore it from a bunch of different points of view from the things that we've talked about in the different chapters. So step one is to just choose a product, whether it's something like smartphones or running shoes or coffee, something that is being produced that the market wants and that we could perhaps compete with in that same market ourselves. So we're going to be doing some research online. We'll be thinking about the things that we talked about in the course, and we're just going to kind of run through a series of analyses. Analyses? I don't know. We're going to analyze the market for this product and perhaps how viable it might be for us to compete in this same market. So the questions are kind of laid out 1 through 8. I would actually like you to copy and paste these questions into your work and just answer them kind of on a one-by-one basis. The assignment is out of 100, and you can see that the different amounts of grades are allocated here. So 100 total marks, and then 5 marks for this question, 10 marks for this question, and so on. Questions number 1 and 2 are thinking about the product itself, or just exploring the market a little bit. So let's take our product, and we'll say coffee as my example. Tell me a bit about this product. Tell me what the market is kind of like who is in this market already. Who would you be competing with? Who are some of the major manufacturers already supplying the market for this product? And what is it that this product is actually meeting? We know that demand is based on wants and needs of consumers. So what are those wants and needs? And then if we look at question number 2, are there other options that consumers have available to them to meet those same wants and needs? So thinking about it from the point of view of what is it that we're meeting? What need and want are we meeting with this product, and how is it already being met in the marketplace? And then from there, we'll start exploring some of the more economic concepts. Number 3, let's think beyond just revenues and costs. Let's think about externalities. What is the impact of us being in this market? What is it having on the world around us, positive and negative? Are there any positive externalities for the production of this product? If we're using coffee, we could maybe suggest that coffee helps with people staying alert, which might increase productivity. So maybe the entire economy is growing because people work harder because they drink more coffee. Just, I don't know, just kind of making that up. But what benefits is society receiving from the production of this particular good? And then maybe what costs are associated to society that aren't being captured in just paying for the materials and the labor and so on and so on. And is it maybe true that is there any recognition of this already? Does the government perhaps have any taxes or subsidies in place to offset these positive and negative externalities? So, just thinking back to chapter 5, what's going on beyond just meeting a consumer need. What is the larger picture? What kind of impact would being in this market have on the world around us? Now let's think from the point of view of actually being in the market. So If I am wanting to compete in this market, it would be helpful to know what I'm looking at in terms of price elasticity. Is this good that I'm considering producing? Is it something that's very inelastic or very elastic? What kind of market response is there to changes in price? And I know that you are not necessarily going to be able to find that coffee has a price elasticity of 2.4 or something like that, but think in terms of the variables we've discussed in the content, right? um, is this the type of good that takes up a large part of the budget or a small part of the budget? So, is this the type of good that is a necessity or is it a luxury? And how would that play into whether it's elastic or inelastic? Um, Goods that are elastic are going to have bigger fluctuations, right? In good times, we'll sell more. In bad times, we'll sell less. Whereas inelastic goods are going to be more steady as we go, right? Thinking in terms of what it would cost me to compete in this market. What kind of cost would I be looking at to get into business? Do I have to open up a great big huge factory, or is this something that I could just operate out of a spare room in my home? What kind of utilities would I need to have set up? What softwares would I need to have set up? What materials do I need to buy? What do I need to employ labor or not? Right. So what would I need to put into making this product? From there, the type of market that I'm competing in, and again, with 6 and 7, you may have to sort of consider the last 4 units, which I know we're not completely through yet. But what would it be like to compete in this specific type of market? Is it an extremely competitive market, like a perfect competition, where maybe the best I could hope for would be to break even long term? Or is this something that maybe I could, in some ways, set up a monopolistic competition or even a monopoly on, if I was to be innovative and maybe develop a new way of differentiating myself from what other competitors are doing. And if there are barriers to entry, making it a more monopolistic type of marketplace, what would those barriers of entry be? So I'm considering the product itself. I'm considering the impact the product has on society. I'm considering what I can expect from the product if I am producing it, and what it would cost me to get involved in making it. And then overall, if I am in the market, what would that market be like? Right? And then question number 8 is just that, taking all of these things into account, do I think that this is a good market to be getting into? Let's presume that I would be able to start up my company if it costs, $1 billion. Let's assume that the financial backing is there. There's investors who are willing to provide me that money. Knowing all of the things that I've looked at above, and having the financial backing, is this a market that I would be willing to get into? Or, having considered all of the above questions, is there maybe something else that I would prefer to go into business for instead? And what's my reasoning behind this? So, considering basically questions 1 to 7, why would I choose to go into this market, or why would I choose to avoid it and maybe go into producing something else? Not necessarily any right or wrong answer there, but it's more the thought process that goes behind it. So that's it. So that's assignment number 2. This will be worth 7.5% of your final grade. I would imagine you could probably complete this assignment in 2 or 3 hours. I'm not looking for anything extraordinarily extensive. I'm just looking for the correct application of the theory that we've discussed. So again, please copy and paste the questions into your work, because I will be grading them question by question. Um, Please follow basic APA formatting, so you'll have a cover page, a references page, and double spaced. And overall, you're probably looking at about 3 to 4 pages, which is about 800 to 1,000 words. A little bit longer than our first assignment, although many of you actually were probably close to this with what you did submit. So again, nothing extensive, but put a bit of effort into just kind of working through applying the things that you know to a real world situation, thinking of it from the point of view of a business owner. or a potential business owner, and the ultimate goal is deciding whether I would want to compete in this industry or not, and why. That's the reasoning. So, as always, any questions, just let me know. More than happy to help. Take care, everyone.